So I'm so glad that you came tonight to practice with me. I'm Angie Claud, and I'm so excited to be able to have some more time to be able to film more classes and place here on YouTube. I was really enjoying live streaming through Facebook, but there were several people who are not on Facebook, and so they weren't able to utilize that way to practice. It's even more important right now as we are experiencing this current world health issue, and we are practicing social distancing. So it's such a great opportunity, and I'm very appreciative to be able to have YouTube so that I can extend practice out to you. So please remember as you come to this time that this is not a time that we compete or judge, not ourselves or others. It's a time where we come and we learn about our body and what we can do and what we can't do, and being okay with both. And we become stronger and more flexible, and that's not just physically, it's mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So remember, as you come into this practice, you should never do anything that causes pain or strain. That's not what this is about. I will show different modifications, but if you need to modify in any way, please do so. If you have a better modification for you than one that I give, that's fine. But just never move into anything that hurts. So as we move into tonight's practice and tonight's quiet time, I wanted to read a quote from one of my new favorite books. It says, "Since like attracts like, if one wants to attract in more love, then one needs to foster and nurture the opportunities for love that are present right now." So I think we need to remember that if we want more love, the best thing to do is to give more love. It's just like the attitude of giving. Not that we give to receive, but we all know that when we give and when we do for others, we receive so much more back than we've given. So it's the same here. So I want you to think about that as you come to your quiet place. And just find a spot where you can be comfortable, where you can settle and allow your body just to rest. And again, that's not just physically, it's mentally as well. So I want you to allow the mind to just rest. I want you to leave the past where it needs to be, in the past. And don't rush out into the future. It'll be there when we are done. I want you to try to be right here, right now. Because see, if we don't practice living in the present, it's going to turn into the past very quickly, and then we've missed it. So you need to practice just being still, just being right here, and offering out what it is that you desire. If you want more love, have thoughts that involve love. If you want more peace, experience peace, give peace, become calm. So as we come to our quiet place, think about these things. Think about the things that you can give, the things that others can receive from you. Start to notice your breath. First, notice the sound of your breath. Then maybe the temperature of the breath. the coolness of the air as you draw in, and the warmth that you've created as you release that breath back out. Start to notice the movement of the body, how the body needs to move just to allow you to breathe. And then notice how focusing on the breath allows you to calm the body and the mind and even the heart. You start to settle. You begin to relax. Places that were tense start to release any tension. Maybe the face, even with an expression, is holding tension. So now the forehead can lose its lines. The eyes can become soft. The cheek, the jaw, the teeth, all lose any tightness, any clenching. The shoulders relax. The hips, the knees release. And so you start to notice how the body has settled and calmed. Take another deep breath in and release that breath out. Maybe this time as you breathe in, maybe allow the face to climb skyward, stretching through the anterior portion of the throat. Breathe. As you breathe in once again, and you exhale that breath, allow the chin to float down into the chest. Now stretching through the posterior portion of the neck. Remember, this bending is in the neck, so the body stays long and tall. The chin drops down towards the chest. The shoulders relax and release. And then the chin is allowed to flow from right to left. And you start to notice the weight of the head, especially as the chin crosses over the center of the chest. Maybe here you're able to come full circle with the head and neck, moving one way several times, and the other. And you breathe, connecting the breath always with the posture. The next time the chin rolls over the left collarbone, it resides there. And you stretch down the right side of the neck, maybe even drawing the right shoulder back, maybe drawing the entire arm back. Breathe. Releasing that arm back now, lifting through the chin, allowing it to fall over the right collarbone. Maybe this time drawing the left shoulder back, maybe the entire left arm back. And release. Lift the chin up as if gazing over to the right of the room. Remember, this, like all of the other postures, can be as gentle or as increased as I need it to be. So I can draw the chin towards the shoulder. Maybe it's over the shoulder. Maybe I'm looking up and over as if gazing at the moon. And then I allow the chin to float over to the left now, as if gazing to the left of the room. Again, towards, over the shoulder, or up and over. Remember, this is your practice. Take what you need, leave the rest behind. Release the head back to neutral, the hands hands to heart center. Remember your intention for the class today. What is it that you need, that you want to draw more of into your life? What do you want to attract? It's this very thing that you need to give more of. Take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, let go. Let go of all that stuff that you dealt with from your day, maybe from the week. There's things that you're carrying around heavy on your shoulders, in your mind, on your heart. Let them go. Feel free and light during this practice. So as we move into our Ardha Matsyendrasana, we keep our hips forward. We draw the navel back to the spine, a nice long core here, and we bring the arms skyward. Again, our hips staying focused forward. We twist from the upper thoracic spine, so I'm going to twist to the right here, bringing my right shoulder back, and just placing my left hand on my right knee. I can create a little bit of resistance, pushing with the left fingertips against the right knee, and I'm drawing that right shoulder back. Of course, never to pain or strain, but I am drawing that back to open up the right side of that chest, stretching that pectoralis minor that connects my shoulder to my rib cage. Ardha Matsyendrasana, your half spinal twist. And I lift back up. And then I come into the same posture, just on the left now. So I'm drawing my left shoulder back. Again, creating resistance if I choose with my right fingers. Drawing my left shoulder back as little or as much as I choose. The more of the hand that's on the mat behind you, the deeper the stretch. So if I'm up on my fingertips or on the base of my knuckles, not as deep of a stretch as if my whole hand is down on the floor. But you can kind of play with that and see what's best for you. Remember, this is your practice. Every body is different. Every body is different. So pay attention to your body and how it feels. Now we flow. Bring the arms skyward and come to the right. Inhaling up. Exhaling down to the left. Inhaling up. Exhaling down to the right. And we start to notice as we warm up that maybe we're able to twist a little more. But again, never come to pain or strain. Nice. Last time, we inhale up and exhale down. Nice. Now I want you to walk your hands forward, tent through the hands, and I want you to press the tailbone back to the mat. So you're tilting through the pelvic area. You're drawing the navel back to the spine. Your arms are long here. And so I'm stretching through the arms, through the back. Now, as we go through the practice, and there will be times when I'll tell you that you can hover. Hovering is always more challenging. So here, if I extend my arms out and hover, I notice that I'm working against my upper body weight. My core is tighter. So I'm working a little more challenging. I pay attention to tension. So I don't need any tension in my head and neck. I'm releasing that. I'm lengthening through the back, tightening through the core. So if at any time when I talk about hovering, if you try that and you don't like it, put some weight into something so you can always adjust. So put your hands under your face here and put some weight into them if that's better. Always modify if you need to. That's not a weakness. That's called knowing your body. Now bring the arms back behind you. Lift through your heart. Opening through the chest here. Shoulder blades reaching towards one another. Maybe bringing the face skyward, maybe not. Remember, do what's good for you. Take what you need, leave the rest behind. Now, let's come to find our way to look like a table. So our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips here in our tabletop position. My back is leveled out as if I am balancing a glass of water on it. And I want this weight in my hands if that feels good, if it's okay with my wrists. I can always make a fist if I need to, but if you can, this weight bearing is a good thing. It's very unique to yoga, but such a great thing because we know now through research that we can actually stimulate osteocytes, so we can cause cells that build bone to be stimulated with some weight bearing. So this is a good thing. So this is my cow as I lift my heart here, pressing the navel to the floor, stretching from the navel up into the chest. And then the opposite, draw the navel up into the spine, round through the back, your cat. Now I move from one to the other, inhaling cow, exhaling cat. What is it that you need? What is it that you desire? Could it be that you can send out to others? Nice. Now I want you to release the sit bones back onto your heels. Stretch your arms way out in front of you. You've come to your child's pose, Balasana. Child's pose, a place that we honor the body. Remember, you can come here anytime you need to. This is your place, your solace. So if you ever feel overworked or pushed too far, just come here. You don't need me to tell you, come to child's pose. Now I want you to come back up into your tabletop. And I want you to move your left knee in just a tad and extend and lengthen through the right leg. Now it's as if that I never even lifted the leg. So my core is tight, my hips are focused down towards the mat. And again, as if I never lifted the leg. So what I mean by that is I don't want you to shift your weight to the left. I want you to keep your weight even as you can into both hands. Use your core to help you do that. Your head and neck is flat and relaxed, so there's no tension here. Now I can stay here or I can challenge my opposite arm, my left arm, extending out from me into my tiger. Now if you're working on balance and you need a little help here, you can always kickstand through the left toes, push against the ball of the foot, and that will help you to balance. I want my right hand directly underneath the elbow, and the elbow directly underneath the shoulder, so always joint on top of joint. If I can, I want to bend through my back leg and reach back, grabbing onto the ankle, if I can, coming into tiger bow. So my tiger bow here, I'm pushing the foot away but pulling it in at the same time, bowing through the back. Breathe. And extend back, your tiger. And release down. Your child's pose. Stretch through your arms. Breathe. Lift your sit bones up, come forward, coming into your king cobra. Now my king cobra, here I can modify as well. So if I don't like this bend in my back, then I want to lift my legs up and lengthen through my legs and my back, which keeps the back from bending. If I like that bend in the back, I want to allow the legs to surrender down towards the mat, squeezing through the gluteus. King cobra. Now draw back. Child's pose. Stretch. Coming back up, I'm going to find my hands back underneath my shoulders, back into my tabletop, and now I'm scooting my right knee in. I'm lengthening my left leg out. Again, my hip bones are staying focused to the mat. My core is tight here. And I'm extending the toes out from me. I'm not leaning back with the body. I'm reaching with the toes. So I want to keep my shoulders right over top of my wrist. And again, it's as if I never lifted the leg. So I want to stay even on my hands. I don't want to lean to the right. If I can, I'm going to reach my right arm out from me, only if that's available to me. You can always keep the hands down. This is your tiger pose. And then to challenge, I bend through the leg, I reach back with the arm, and come to tiger bow. Remember, if you're able to grab onto the foot, I'm pushing the foot away, but I'm pulling it in at the same time, and there's a resistance that's created there. And then I come back out. Tiger. And back. Child's pose. Breathe. Now, from your child's pose, I want you to lift your hips, curl your toes under, push into the balls of the feet, press the heels down, lifting the hips skyward, pressing the heels again towards the floor. They may make it there, they may not. The weight is in your hands as if you're trying to push away the top of the mat. My arms are long, my head is relaxed. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. You can walk your dog by bending one knee and then the other. You're pressing the heel down. You can actually roll through the entire foot. So as one knee is bent, that foot rolls over, the top of the foot makes contact, and then it presses back. That's a great stretch of the foot. We need to take care of these feet. We put a lot of torture on them every day. Nice. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now I want you to walk your hands back to your feet. You're on the back of your mat, your forward fold. Uttanasana. Forward fold. It's a great hamstring stretch here. So I'm using my upper body to help stretch my lower body. My core is tight, my head is relaxed. And this is a good thing because you're allowing that blood flow to saturate the brain. So this is a good thing. If it bothers you and you don't want to be all the way down to the floor with your hands, keep your hands up on your shins in your Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. But it is a good thing to let that blood flow get to the brain. It will encourage good sleep, clarity of thought. It is a good thing if you can do it. All right, my slow reverse swan dive brings me up. And my hands come to heart center. What are you thinking about? What was it that came to mind when I said, what is it that you could need? What is it that you've been needing that you could offer out? Remember, like attracts like. So when you give out, you will receive. Come to the top of your mat. And let's think about the breath. Take a deep breath in. Inhale up. Exhaling down. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Inhale your hands to your shins. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale your hands back down. Inhale your left foot back and your right. Downward facing dog. Exhale, flow forward to your plank. Remember, tight core. You can be in a half plank here if you need to. Inhale, King Cobra. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale, lift. Downward facing dog. Exhaling, flow forward. Uttanasana. Inhale your slow reverse swan dive. Exhale your hands to heart center. Let's do that one more time. Top of your mat. Deep breaths. Inhale up. Exhaling down. Forward fold. Inhale your hands to your shins. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale your hands back down. Inhale your left foot back and your right. Down dog. Exhale, flowing forward to your plank. Inhale, lift. King Cobra. Exhale. exhaling, walking the feet forward softly. Use your core. Forward fold. Inhale your slow reverse swan dive. Exhale your hands to heart center. Nice. So make sure that as you start to come into your squat or into your chair pose, as we call it in yoga, uttakasana, it's just like you're sitting into a chair. So we don't think about it when we sit down every day, but when you do, you shift your weight back, you press the weight towards the heels, and you keep the heart up. We don't usually bend through the back, we don't usually lean forward, we usually just come straight down into the chair, and that's what I want you to do as much as possible. Now, maybe you're down just a little bit. Maybe you're way down into your squat. It doesn't matter. Come to where it feels good. And then if you can, go a little more to challenge. Never pushing yourself to a point of pain or strain. Always keeping joint on top of joint, so my knees are directly over my ankles here. And then, take your left hand over past your right foot. Lift your right arm up. Push the buttocks back and down. Breathe. Maybe rotating through your right wrist. Motion is lotion. Keep that synovial fluid moving. Lift back up. Uttakasana, chair pose. Same thing to the opposite side now. Right arm out past the left foot. Lift the left arm. Breathe. Remember, your core is tight. You're shifting your weight to your heels. You're pressing your buttocks back and down. And back. Uttakasana. Let's flow. Come out to the right. And back. To the left. And back. Bring the breath a little more into play. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the center. Inhale to the left. Exhaling center. Keep pushing that buttocks back and down. Inhale right. Exhale center. Last one. Inhale left. Exhaling center. Nice. Take your left foot behind your right. Now, I want you to drive with the back knee. Once again, you're keeping joint on top of joint. So your knee on top of your foot, your hip on top of your knee. And I want you to bend, drive with the back left knee. So come down and come up. As you come up, make it a pulse. Try not to come all the way up if you can help it. So keep a bend in the knee. I'm pushing against the ball of the foot. I want tension in the legs. Remember, pay attention to tension. Breathe. Down. And up. Down. And up. Now maybe I can challenge here. Maybe I can extend the arms and come down a little more. And up. Down. I'm driving with the knee. I'm really using strength. Really increasing strength and flexibility here. And balance. Down. And up. Nice. Hold here. Drop that back knee. If you can, start to slowly drop the left arm, reaching through the right. Keep dropping that back knee down, lifting through the right arm. I want to feel this in my legs, so I'm pushing into the right foot and pushing against the left. And then I lift. Left foot marries right Uttanasana, chair pose. A little bit of a break here. I want you to lift through the left heel. Maybe you can bend through that knee, keeping the right knee bent. Keep that knee on top of that foot. Coming forward as you fold into warrior three. Practicing balance. A little too close to the wall here. Practicing balance here in your warrior three. Gaining strength. Knees back. Bend through both knees. Breathe. Same thing, opposite side. So, I bend through my right knee so much, or I lift off my right foot off the floor. My weight shifts. I'm not leaning, I'm shifting to the left. Maybe I can lift it up. Maybe I can extend it back, still bending through that leg, not leaning forward. I'm keeping that knee on top of that foot. And then I start to lengthen out both legs. Balance. Maybe your arms are behind you, maybe they're in front. Virabhadrasana 3. A lot of balance there, a lot of strength. Warrior 3. Easing back, bend through both knees. Nice. While you have that right foot up, take it and bring behind the left. Remember, we talked about 90-degree angles. Very important. Whatever you do, always have good form. Drive the back knee down and come up. Remember, you're driving with the knee. And come up. Try not to come all the way up. Make it a pulse. Down and up. Down and up. Maybe I want to challenge a little more. Down and up. Keep pushing into that front foot and the ball of the back foot. Down and up. One more. Down and up. Nice. Maybe I slowly come down. Now the slower you come down, the more you're utilizing the core and you're working against body weight. You're holding a posture a little longer. So you're fatiguing the muscles a little more. Drive that back knee down. Keep pushing into that front foot. Breathe. When you come up, try to remember not to push off the hand. Push from the foot. Come up. We want to use strength, not momentum. Coming back to the center. Uttanasana, chair pose. Go ahead and come on up. Hands to heart center. What is it you're thinking about? What's on your mind? You're not trying to analyze it. You're not trying to change it. You're just noticing. Just paying attention. Top of your mat. Sun salutations. Bring the arms skyward. Swan, dive down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring your hands to your shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Press your hands back down. Take your right knee, draw it into your chest, extend your right leg behind you. You came right into your runner's lunge. Remember your runner's lunge, your back leg is long, your front knee is bent. It's a 90-degree angle. Your knee is always on top of your foot. I can always set my back leg down if I need to. That's always an option. You're in your lunge. I want you to draw back with the body, extending through the front leg, hovering the chest over the thigh. Now we're stretching hamstring. Remember I talked about hovering is more challenging. So if this is too much, I can either put one hand and press into that leg, or I can set the back knee down. If it's not challenging enough, take my arms and place them on my lower back, balancing, making my core working a little more. Remember, we're paying attention to tension. So my core is tight, but my head and neck is relaxed, and my chest is pressing down to my upper thigh. Breathe. Maybe I want to move on. Maybe I set my right hand down, lifting my left arm up, coming to my revolved twist. Breathe. As I release my left hand back down, allow it to travel to the inside of the left foot and spin your right foot out. So I'm lifting my right arm. I came right into my triangle pose, Trikonasana. Now even here I can modify. I can pick up my arm and rest it on my leg. Or dangle. Remember, hover. Much more challenging. Head and neck relaxed. Work against your body weight. Let it stretch through that left adductor, your inner thigh. Triangle, Trikonasana. I release my right arm down, flow back into my lunge. Hands are under shoulders, marry the left foot to the right. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend through the knees, press against the balls of the feet. Really stretch through the shoulders and the arms. Feel that stretch down the gluteus medius, right down the center of the buttocks. And then lengthen through the legs, press the heels down, lift the hips up. Head and neck is relaxed. In fact, give yourself a little yes or no with your head, making sure it's relaxed. It's just flowing in between the biceps. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Flow forward, your plank. Lift your king cobra. Looking to the right and to the left. And chin to chest. Drawing the shoulders back. Breathe. Curl through your toes. Lift back to your plank, half or full. And then lift to your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Nice. Now it's your right leg that extends. Your right knee comes in. Your right foot steps forward. So remember, lift and place. Let it place wherever it wants to fall, and then pick it up and find your form. Don't try to swing it into a 90-degree angle. You're only using momentum there. We want to use muscle. So first I'm in my lunge. Remember, 90-degree angle. Remember, pay attention to tension. So I'm pushing into that right foot. And then I draw the body back and I lengthen through the leg. Let the chest float to the upper thigh, stretching through the hamstring. Again, I can modify. I can set my knee down if that's better for me. Whatever's best for you. Let your chest float to your upper thigh. Core is tight, head and neck relaxed. Breathe. Now I can stay there, or I can move on to revolving my twist. My left hand comes in, my right hand to my hip or skyward. Head is relaxed. Breathe. I release my right hand down. I spin through my left foot. My right hand comes to the inside of my right foot, and I lift my left, coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. So legs are long, very surrendering posture, as if you're suspended from the ceiling and you're just relaxing, noticing, feeling, appreciating the weight of the body. And then release. The left arm back down. Take the right arm to the back, outside back to the right foot. Come back to your lunge. And remember, I lift in place. I don't want to swing, I step. Lift and place my left foot to my right. Uttanasana, forward fold. Your slow reverse swan dive brings you up. And your hands marry at heart center. What is it that you need? What is it that you can extend to others? So much that we can give that we never think about. Come to the top of the mat once again. Another sun salutation. Bring the arms skyward. Swan dive down. Forward fold. Uttanasana. Bring your hands to your shins. Ardha Uttanasana. Pressing your hands back down. Now it's your left knee that you pick up and extend behind you. Runner's lunge. Nice. Now remember, I can always set the back leg down or keep it lifted. I want to pick up my hands first if I can, because I want to push from the foot, not from my hands. And I'm going to come up into my high lunge. Front bent knee, push into that foot. Bend through that knee, but not so much that the knee goes out past the foot. Then raise the arms skyward. Your high lunge. Bringing the arms together into your crescent. Breathe. Very much a balanced posture. Every day, balance is different. Now, to stretch that psoas, that hip flexor, I want you to drop the right arm, lift through the left. Now, paying attention to tension. So, as we learn and we practice balance, we realize we have to shift weight. So I've shifted my weight, obviously a little more to my right foot, but I'm still pushing against the ball of the left foot. My gluteus on the left is nice and tight, and that helps me balance. So see, the more you pay attention to where you shift weight, the muscles that you're using, the better you'll be at balancing, and the less likely to injure. Hands to heart center. Maybe I stay right here. Maybe I've gotten tired and I drop the back knee down. Maybe I want to challenge. Slowly rotating to the right. Breathe. Noticing how much strength it takes to be still in a posture. And release. Come back to your lunge. Marry your right foot to your left. Your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Flow forward to your plank. Lift to your king cobra. Ease down to your baby cobra. Bhujang Asana. Little to no weight in my hands, elbows into the body. And I'm lifting my heart to the comfort of my back. This is very much a back strengthener, so be mindful of any back issues. Don't hurt here or anywhere in this practice. If you hurt here, you're going to hurt later. So don't cause strain or pain. It's not worth it. So, here, in my baby cobra, I'm going to keep the elbows in. I want to curl through the toes, and I can either push up to my knees or to a full plank. And then lift. Downward facing dog. Let's do that flow again. Flow forward, plank. Lift, king cobra. Ease down, baby cobra, Bhujang Asana. Push back up, plank. Lift back up, down dog. Now you can stay in that flow or you can challenge with me. Come forward, plank, chaturanga, down. So ease to the mat, lift to your king, cobra. Come back down, baby cobra, push back up, plank, lift back. Down dog, a little more arm work there, building arm strength, but if that's too much for you, stay in that first flow. Let's try that one again. Come forward, plank, chaturanga, down, lift, king cobra. Ease back, baby cobra, bujang asana. Push back up, plank, lift back, down dog. Remember in your sun salutation, you end with the leg you started with. So my left leg now raises, draws in, and steps forward. Lift and place. Remember, I place it where it wants to fall, and then I find my form. 90-degree angle. I can set the back leg down if I need to. I can do this whole flow with that leg down if I need to. Pick up your hands if you can to push from your foot. Encourage muscle, not momentum. Maybe I stay here. Maybe I don't want to raise the arms. But if I like that, I can. High lunge, crescent. Breathe. And then I stretch the psoas now on the right, dropping the left arm. Remember, when you're stretching that psoas muscle, whatever leg is behind you, that's the arm that's skyward. A great stretch. Stretching that psoas, that hip flexor. Maybe I stay here. Maybe I challenge my balance a bit. Rotating now to the left, put a little more weight into that front foot. Bend, balance, breathe. Easing back. And as slow as you can. Remember, muscle, not momentum. Bring your hands back down to your lunge. Step forward, right foot to left. Uttanasana, forward fold. Your slow reverse swan dive, lifting you up. Hands traveling to heart center. What do you need? What can you give? So we come to the balance portion. You know, most of what we do in yoga, we're practicing balance, but I always like to have a specific section just for that, because no matter how young we are, we need to practice balance. So if your mat is kind of spongy, or if you're on an uneven surface, if you need to step off, because an uneven surface is something that's much more challenging to balance on. So here, when I pick up one foot, as if my left foot, when I pick that up, I'm not leaning. Remember we talked about this the other night. Amputees don't walk around like this. They learn to be strong. They learn to shift weight. So, pay attention to tension. I want to keep joint right on top of joint. I want to release any tension that I don't need in my knees, in my toes, in my face. And I want to use my core, my glutes. Pick up your knee, tilt through your pelvic area, flex through your foot. It's a standing crunch. Great core work you can do standing up. And then extend that leg, if you can, with a little lift. Strengthening that quadricep. If not, keep that toe close to the floor. And then gently come in and swing out. The more I lift the leg, the more I'm working the outer thigh. I'm not leaning to the right, I'm staying upright. And if I need my toes to stay on the floor,
so. And then I bend through my knee. I make the number 4, opening up through that piriformis. From here, I find my tree pose. Remember, your foot can rest wherever it needs to, just not on the kneecap. Tree pose, Rikshasana. Obviously, you're feeling your right leg. You built a lot of strength in that leg. So see, balance is much more than just balance. You're increasing flexibility, you're building strength, and you're learning to focus. Pick up the right foot. We've talked about this a lot this week, but balance is also creating a new norm in the brain. The brain likes norms. So the more you practice here, the more the norm the brain thinks of it. So the next time you have to be on one foot, the brain says, I've been there. It's okay. Been there, done that. I'm good with that. And then you're better at it, less likely to injure. So again, we want to work that core. Draw that navel in, tilt through the pelvic area, lift through the knee, flex through the foot. Maybe you're here. Maybe this is good. Maybe you want to strengthen that quad. Extend the leg out. Higher you lift, the more challenging. You should feel that right up your quad. Slow and controlled. Swing that leg out. Try not to lean. The more I lift the leg, the more I feel the outer thigh. Try to stay joint on top of joint. And then draw that leg in. Come to your piriformis. Stretch. Breathe. Find your tree pose. Remember, it can be anywhere but on the kneecap. So you can be low, your foot on the floor, you can be on the shin, or you can be way up here, up towards the groin area. Rikshasana, tree pose. Remember, trees sway, so we can too. Nice job. Whatever you do, practice balance every day. Make that norm in the brain so that when you have to shift and when you have to balance, you'll be good at it and you won't fall. Come to the top of your mat. Bring the arms skyward. Swan dive down. Forward fold. Uttanasana. Bring your hands to your shins. Ardha Uttanasana. And then back down. Set one knee down and the other. Now I want you to stay up on your legs, on your back of your knee, so you're not really right on your kneecap. We don't want to put pressure on the kneecap. Let the big toes look towards one another. And keep the body nice and long. Draw the navel back. So first, I want you to just look over your left shoulder. So we're stretching through the neck. This is a good thing. And then I want you to take the left arm and reach back, like you're reaching for your heel. If you look down and you think that is way too far down there, then kickstand the foot up. So come up onto the toes, your heel will come up. It won't be so far. If you can, go ahead and reach back. But as you do, try to lengthen through the body, draw the navel in. So you're not protruding through the abdomen. This is your half camel pose. Remember, motion is lotion, so rotate through that wrist. Half camel. Now as you come up, I want you to keep the body as long as you can, tight core, and I want you to lean back until you really feel your quads. Again, my core is tight, and I'm leaning back. Shouldn't take you too long before you feel a burn right up the center of each leg in your quadriceps. thing to the opposite side. I'm looking over my shoulder. Maybe I reach back. Maybe this is enough, just reaching. Maybe I need to kickstand my toes, maybe not. Maybe I can just drop the arm back down, lifting the opposite up. Remember, stop and start at any point. This is your practice. I'm just giving you ideas. Half camel pose. Don't forget to breathe. And come back. Remember, stretching those quads, strengthening those quads. Lean back. I'm keeping my back long. I'm tight through my core. I'm extended through my arms. And I'm leaning back till I feel my quads engage right at the center of the leg. Motion is lotion. Rest is rust. There's a time to rest, but we don't want to do it for too long of a period of time. So remember, as you're at work and you're sitting, set a timer on your watch or on your phone. They're saying sitting is the new smoking. We don't need to sit and be too sedentary for long periods of time. So get up and move. Come on back down now. Your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, moving back into our cow and cat as we come full circle in our practice here. Lifting into your cow with your inhale. Contracting through the core, lift the back with your exhale into your cat. This is all about the abdomen. Inhale, cow. Exhaling, cat. Such a great flow to do, especially right before you go to bed. You're warming up the spine, you're promoting circulation. But this is a very meditative flow as you're quiet by yourself, listening to the breath flowing from cow to cat. Nice. And then release one leg out from underneath the other. Find your sit bones, bring your legs out in front of you. And scoot your buttocks down, ease the upper body down to the mat. So just want to adjust here. Nice. So here, in inversions, and inversions can be kind of complicated, so if you're not used to an inversion, please sit up and watch and make sure you know what you're going to do before you try them. If you have tried it before, even if it's been a little while and you know where we're going and you want to try, just remember to keep your gaze to the ceiling. So as I do, I want to lift my legs up and I press the sole of my feet skyward. I'm in up the wall pose. This is a mild inversion. Most people can perform this. It's a great one to do before you go to bed because it allows the blood flow to come back down towards the brain as inversions do, but pretty mild for everyone who wants to try an inversion. Now, to move on, I want you to keep your arms alongside your body. And I want you to use your core to lift your hips up and allow your legs to flow over your head. Maybe your toes touch behind you on the floor. Maybe they don't. It doesn't matter. You're in your plow pose. The main thing is that you keep that cervical spine very stable. So I'm looking at the ceiling in my plow. And then to move on, I lift the legs up. And my hands become like a tripod for my hip bones, my pelvic bones. I'm in shoulder stand, Sarvangasana, the queen of all postures, as they call it. Totally inverts blood flow. You can work up to 3 minutes here. And then the way to come out is just how you came in, slow and controlled. Back to your plow, and knees back into your up the wall. Nice. From your up the wall pose, Keeping your gaze to the ceiling, set your feet down, heels to the buttocks, and then push into the feet. And as you do, you're lifting the buttocks up. You're squeezing through the buttocks. You come into bridge pose. Setu Bandhasana. Bridge pose. And then slow and controlled, ease the buttocks back down. Nice. Take your right foot on top of your left leg and let your right leg flare out. Making the number 4, once again, stretching that piriformis. This is excellent to stretch the piriformis and lift it up off of that sciatic nerve. So if you suffer from sciatic nerve pain, this is a great posture to come into. Now you can always lift up the left leg and grab behind it and pull that left leg in. You can even raise the upper body up if that feels good. This is a little deeper stretch. Same thing on the opposite side. So now my left leg on top of my right. Again, allowing that left knee to flare out. Maybe grabbing onto the back of the right leg now, pulling it in, bringing the face up, if that feels good for you. Always pressing the lower back into the mat. And breathe. Release that foot down. Bring both knees into the chest. Give them a hug, hopefully not your last hug today. And then open your arms into T position and allow your bent knees to flow over to the left, your gaze to the right. So just as we did at the beginning, that Ardha Matsyendrasana, your half spinal twist, we're just doing it reclining now. Not really much different. We're stretching and strengthening the vertebra, letting it open up. We use our core to lift through the knees and allow them to flow over to the right, your gaze to the left. Breathe. And then lifting the knees back up. Nice. Maybe pressing the lower back into the mat, crisscrossing through the ankles, lifting the face up towards the knees if that feels good to you. Again, always pressing the lower back into the mat. Hugging onto the right leg, extending and lengthening through the left. Maybe hovering that left leg over the floor. Maybe you're resting it down onto the mat. That's always your choice. Maybe extending the right leg up, stretching that hamstring a little more before we finish and complete our practice tonight. And then the opposite, hug onto the left, extend and lengthen through the right. Maybe lifting and lengthening through that left leg now, flexing through the foot. Releasing one leg down and the other, finding Savasana, finding solace, resting, relaxing. What is it that you need? What is it that you want more of in your life? That very thing that you're thinking of, that's what you can share. That's what you can give. That's what you can extend out to others. And in doing so, it will return back to you. You'll have more of it. And think of how we could grow that from one to the other. Think of how much better this world would be if we all gave more kindness, gave more forgiveness, gave more love. Let movement come back into the body. Turn, wiggle, bend, lift. Whatever your body says, I want to move, allow it to move. And always have appreciation and gratitude for that. And then when you're ready, rotate onto one side or the other. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, let go and come up to the seated posture, letting go of all of those things that you've been carrying around, sitting in peace, sitting with strength, sitting with contentment. Bring your hands to heart center. It's that simple salutation that we all recite at the end of our practice, Namaste. It simply means the light and life in me, honors and respects the light and life in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing time with me here tonight. I hope that this is a way that now you can come to this practice anytime you wish, and you can do any part of it that you like. Just remember, have perseverance, and we're not here to be perfect. You come to this mat as you are, who you are, and you learn to love that person and respect that person for what you can do and what you can't do. And that's a wonderful place to be. So I wish you good health, and I wish you peace, and I challenge you, those things that you need, those things that you want, go out and give them. Namaste.